We're back. Good evening, everybody. Carson Meredith with you here. It is a Sunday night, closing in on 7 o'clock. Yes, this is a double feature on this Sunday. Hopefully you caught our Wave Weather Now update around 9 o'clock this morning. And we'll maybe do two of these on weekends throughout the Olympics. We'll see. But felt like hopping on again tonight because we've got a lot of weather still to talk about. And I've got some little adjustments to share with you about our rain chances for tomorrow. Unfortunately, those rain chances have gone back up again. So we'll talk about that. But I also have some new info on when the heat could return. It is still July after all, is it not? So we will discuss that new information for you here in just a minute. To the comments we go. Angela says, nice to see you again. Yes, likewise, Angela. Jocelyn says, hello, having a cookout this evening. Turned out to be a pretty nice evening for a cookout, huh? We have dodged the rain so far this afternoon. Obviously, we were tracking a lot of rain earlier this morning when we last spoke, but so far so good today. During the afternoon, that is. DJ King says, good evening from North Vernon. Hope all is well up in Jennings County. Michael C. Wells says, double feature Sundays. Yeah, double feature. And you know what? Look, guys, if you want a double feature the next couple of weeks here on Wave Weather Now, let me know. I'll do it. We may not have regular TV newscast in the mornings on weekends, but I'll still be working. So glad to do it. Don't mind at all. Ashley says, good evening. Always watching. Andre says, hello. Olivia's asking about any updates for Saturday. Yes, a couple of updates. Actually, one big one, then something else I'm watching for Saturday. We'll get into it here in just a second. Paula says, hello from Upton. Hope all is well down in Upton this evening. Jocelyn says, double feature. Yeah, double feature it is. And fortunately, it is a quiet story for this double feature tonight. Let's get you outside to Bardstown. It turned out to be a nice day. Warm, yeah, but it is July, right? So we had the clouds hold tough from the rain this morning. And it was a big question as to would those clouds clear out? Would they not? They did. A little behind schedule, but that's okay. We did get up to 87 here in Louisville today, which was our forecast. It may have jumped very briefly up to 88, but we're splitting hairs. It was in the upper 80s today, typical for this time of year. And it's still in the upper 80s, 87. Last check at Ollie International. Kind of breezy, little bit. Northeast out of the northeast at 12 miles per hour. Big change from when I saw you last this morning is that dew point, 66. That air you can wear is making a comeback, my friends. A little more humid today. It was manageable, okay? And it's going to be manageable this week, but it's back. That is for sure. That break is gone. It was nice while it lasted. A lot of blue sky from our Kentucky Mosinuk cameras on this Sunday evening. 84 in Bullitt County, 84 in Taylor County. Hope everybody's good down near Campbellsville. 81 in Carroll County, 79 in Oldham County. All right, here's radar. And guys, I'm just going to be honest with you. The forecast models have not done a great job this weekend. They had a lot of downpours in the forecast yesterday afternoon for our friends in our southern counties. Didn't really see a whole lot. They had more of the same across a bigger chunk of wave country today. And here we are closing in on 7 o'clock. Haven't seen a whole lot this afternoon. And a lot of the models didn't do a good job with this morning's round of rain. So it's just this time of year, right? If we are going to see any showers this evening, they might form along I-64 right here. I mentioned this during our TV newscast at 6. Some sort of little disturbance right there along 64 between Louisville and Lexington. Models have been picking up on. So for that reason, I'll keep a small shower chance through the evening, but things are looking decent. Now, having said that, you can see many more storms in Tennessee and Alabama. For anybody that's watching on my personal or my professional page on Facebook, Any Alabama friends that still watch me? Looks like there's a severe thunderstorm warning outside of Huntsville right now. But you can see those scattered storms continue just to our south. And this frontal boundary that has just been stalled out all weekend, well, we thought it was going to move north today, but it really hasn't moved a whole lot. And that's a big reason why we haven't seen many storms this afternoon. And of course, we had the leftover clouds from the rain this morning. So kind of a 1-2 punch as to why we're not seeing a whole lot at the moment. But we'll watch these downpours on the state line, the Tennessee state line, that is. Let's see. This is near Hopkinsville. I call it Hoptown. Near Fort Campbell, Lewisburg. Know anybody down in Logan County, Kentucky? Todd County, Christian County. They're getting some heavy rain right now. There might be a leftover boundary from this mess that tries to scoot to the north and east. I'll keep an eye on it, but it looks like things are fairly dry through this evening. So if you have any plans in the next few hours, if you want to fire up the grill, just hang out on the patio, play a pickup baseball game in the backyard, I don't know. Kids need to get outside more, right? Should be just fine. I'll keep a small shower chance, but all in all, things look pretty good until overnight tonight. That's when the rain chances really start to ramp up, and that has been consistent in our forecast for the last several days. Here's the big picture. I mentioned that frontal boundary. You know, we thought it would be, let's see, we thought it'd be kind of right in here by now, across central Kentucky, but it's a good 150 miles south of that. So that's why most of the storms have stayed in Tennessee and Alabama through the day. Now, eventually, we're going to see a disturbance kind of right along that front, push that front to the north, and set off showers and storms here in wave country. And I expect that to happen overnight tonight into the early part of your Monday. You want to talk about a rainy day Monday? It's going to start that way tomorrow morning. So just heads up right now, the Monday morning commute could be a little rocky. For tonight, 40% chance for showers and storms through the overnight hours. Okay, so a lot of this rain is going to be after midnight. In fact, I think all of it will be after midnight, past even 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Most of it will likely just be rain, plain old rain, right? But there's going to be enough moisture in the atmosphere to get some of these embedded storms that produce buckets and buckets and buckets of rain. And that's what could cause ponding on the roads, especially during that Monday morning drive time. So that's why I'm just kind of sounding the, I don't want to say alarm, sound the heads up that we could have some issues for the morning drive. Let's go through those rain chances hour by hour. This is brand new info from the last time I talked to you here on Wave Weather Now earlier this morning. Excuse me. The highest rain chances all day Monday will be right in here between 6 a.m. and noon. 60% chance for rain and a few storms. Are we worried about severe weather in the morning, you might ask? No. The only issue that we will have is heavy rain causing ponding on the roads. All right. So 6 a.m. to noon is the main window to watch for the highest rain chances tomorrow. But you notice we don't totally dry things out Monday afternoon. It's still going to be plenty warm. It's still going to be humid. You all know what that means in July. That means scattered storms are going to be with us during that peak heat of the afternoon. So it's a 60% chance in the morning, 40% chance in the afternoon. And then Monday night, we get into that less hot, that cooler part of the day. The sun goes down. We lose the heat of the day. That is when we will start to see those rain chances drop. All right. So just plan for the rain as we kick off this new week. I've been yapping too much. Comments we go. Scott on YouTube says, good evening. Hope all is well, Scott. Brandon says, good evening. Did you know that schools will start in 2 weeks? It's funny you say that, Brandon. We were talking about that in the studio a little while ago. It's crazy. JCPS starts back August 8th. Wild, 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 wild. Let's see. Michael says, it's funny how the weather can change so quickly. Yeah, no kidding. It's a fluid science, that's for sure. That is for sure. Heidi says, miss you in Bama. Hey, I miss all my friends in North Alabama. Good memories down there. Good people down there too. So hope everybody's doing well down south. But it is good to be home. It's really good to be home. Ashley says, does heavy storms mean a lot of rain? Good question. When we're talking, whenever you hear us say heavy storm or heavy downpour, something like that, that means a lot of rain. If you hear heavy, that means a lot of rain. That also means potential for ponding on roadways. That means maybe a risk for flooding, depending on the situation. For tomorrow in particular, and really all week, if you get these heavier storms that just kind of sit in the same spot and dump all that rain, you could have some minor flooding issues pop up. I'm not worried about creeks and rivers going out of their banks. All right. I'm not worried about that. I'm focused on these storms that don't move a whole lot, but drop a lot of rain in the same spot. Right. So hope that answers your question, Ashley. That's a really good one. Rick says it's drizzling in Fern Creek. Okay. I didn't see anything on radar, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Anita says, looking forward to a few more days of cooler temperatures. Yes. But if you watched our newscast about an hour ago, you may have seen on the 10-day that the 90s have made their return. So I'll show you that here in a minute. So the heat's going to make a comeback soon. Graham just got back from a vacation in Gatlinburg. Oh, I love Gatlinburg. You guys ever been there? Like, obviously, Graham has. If you've never been to Gatlinburg, go. It's great. Love it. I'm actually going in October. Can't wait. They had rain and storms, though, the last few days. And, you know, Graham, we were talking about that front stalled out in Tennessee. So blame that pesky old front for all that rain that caused issues for your vacation. But glad you got back safe and glad you had fun. Ashley got her question answered. Good deal. Yeah, whenever you hear us say heavy storms, heavy downpours, that means a lot of rain, right? That just means a ton of rain in too short of time. Okay? And that is the risk we will have tomorrow and for, at times, every day this week. But as we have continued to say this weekend, it is not going to be a washout. No days will be a washout this week. Here's Futurecast. This is 4 o'clock Monday morning, and we're really just watching some lighter rain showers. That's no big deal. More steady rain in southern Indiana, down into Kentucky, so on, so forth. As we go through the morning, what we will have to continue to monitor is if we get any of those embedded thunderstorms that produce those heavier downpours. All right. And there's been indications on that amongst several forecast models for quite some time as we get close to the morning drive. This is 7 a.m. And there you go. Central Southern Kentucky, E-Town, Lebanon, Mumfordville. That's where we might see some of those heavier downpours. Everybody can see heavier downpours tomorrow morning. It's just on the latest forecast model that you're looking at right now. It wants to keep that issue primarily across central Kentucky. Okay. But we'll all still have showers, and some of us will have to deal with heavy downpours in all of Wave Country. Southern Indiana, Kentucky, doesn't matter. Keep going. 11 a.m. Most of the steady rain is pushing off to the east. Still maybe a few heavier storms here and there as the steady rain pushes out. But you also notice some drier air briefly moving in. So again, the highest rain chances are in the morning. And then as we go through the afternoon, notice that coverage, not as bad. But that doesn't mean we're all clear. because we get towards the peak heat of the afternoon. We'll start to warm things up, and those heavier downpours may flare back up again. There just won't be as many as what we'll see tomorrow morning. Okay? So kind of an unsettled setup, but you notice tomorrow night, we dry things out, good to go, sleep easy, no problem. And that's really going to be the trend for quite some time, where we have these scattered storms each afternoon, then we get a break in the nights and do it all over again. It's a very stagnant setup. That low pressure to our north and west, it does not want to move for a couple of days. It just wants to hang out right over here in Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Big Ten country if you're a football fan. And at the same time, we just get this onslaught of Gulf moisture from the south and west constantly. Just here it comes. And that's going to set the stage for those scattered storms each day. Tuesday, then again on Wednesday. But you notice, and this has been pretty consistent as well this weekend, you notice that low pressure does get a move on by Wednesday and Thursday. And with that low pressure getting a move on, there will be a front that moves into wave country in that Wednesday night, Thursday time frame. So the downside of that front is it's going to bump up our rain chances again on Thursday. Instead of 40%, it'll be 60 on Thursday. But once that front moves out, there's indications that we may dry out a little bit. This particular forecast model is the European model. And the European model has been very consistent in really dropping those rain chances heading into next weekend. There's several other models that are doing the same thing. Having said that, the GFS model, which is kind of the European model's counterpart, if you will, it says not so fast. There's still going to be some storms next weekend. So next weekend still looks a little muddy, but I don't think there will be as many storms next weekend as what we will see during the work week. Hope that makes sense. Rainfall totals, not worried about huge flooding issues, okay? Creeks and rivers will be fine. They need the rain, right? We all need the rain. We're kind of teetering on that edge of a drought. So we'll get a solid, I'd say 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain this week. Is it drought busting rain? Not necessarily, but we'll take whatever rain we can get. And you notice the higher rainfall totals will be across the deep south. The Carolinas could get several inches of rain this week. Georgia and Alabama. Heads up, Alabama friends, could have some heavier rain. Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, they'll see most of the heavy rain as we go through this upcoming week. And then we turn our attention to the late July heat. Is another heat wave building? Looks like it might be starting on Sunday, so 1 week from tonight. Is it going to be a, blistering hot? Right now, it doesn't look that way, but low 90s are a good bet. Starting a week from now and likely holding into the last few days of July. And then we head into August already. Hard to believe. Hard to believe. Back to the comments we go before we wrap things up tonight. Weather Geek on YouTube says, hey, I was outside playing in the neighborhood with the cats. Splendid weather out there this evening. Not too bad, right? Ashley says, going to Florida next week. It looks stormy. Yeah, unfortunately it does. Florida, it's always hot and humid in the summer, right? So they're always going to have those scatter storms around. But Ashley, take the Wave Weather app, have it set to where it follows your location. It doesn't collect your info. It just follows where your GPS is. That's all. And you can still get a pretty reliable forecast on our Wave Weather app down in Florida. Have fun. Enjoy it. Ralph's watching in Nicholasville tonight. Christy's asking about severe weather. The severe weather risk this week is very low, thankfully. There's no alert days at this point. The main issue is going to be heavy storms, possibly causing minor flooding issues here or there, ponding on the roads, things like that. Could we have a strong storm that has gusty winds? Maybe. It's just not a huge risk that we're watching at this time. Okay, so hope that puts you at ease, Christy, when it comes to that. All right, here's your 10-day. Then we're going to wrap things up tonight. It's not as bad as it looks. It's not as bad as it looks, okay? Highest storm chances for tomorrow will be early in the day, becoming more scattered storms in the afternoon. We'll do it again Tuesday. We'll do it again Wednesday. Then as that front gets closer Thursday, those storm chances will be a little higher. And then I'm optimistic that we'll see some lower storm chances by Friday and going into the following week. So you see 30% chances across the board here, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm just playing it safe right now. Hopefully, as we get closer, we can have some better agreement with our forecast models and we can drop those storm chances a little bit. But there may still be a few storms around on Saturday and Sunday of next weekend. Otherwise, we'll keep the temps in the 80s for this week. And then with those lower rain chances next weekend, come slightly warmer temperatures as we go back into the low 90s. All right. Any last comments, questions, thoughts, concerns before we sign off? Again, if you guys were a fan of the double feature today, which it sounds like you were, we'll keep doing it for the next few weeks. It's not going to be permanent, okay? It's not going to be permanent. But with us not having our morning newscast on weekends the next few weeks, we want to make sure that you guys still get the weather information that you want and that you need, even if we can't be on TV. So that's why we'll do those updates on the mornings on Saturday and Sunday, in addition to the evenings. So if you're good with the double features, we'll keep doing them. We'll do it next Saturday, next Sunday, and then the following weekend too. Okay, that is going to do it for tonight. Appreciate you watching, whether you watched this morning or just tonight or both. Have a great week. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mind. Since things are kind of crazy in the world right now, we'll be fine. We'll get through it, right? Keep the umbrella handy. Keep the Wave Weather app handy as well. And enjoy the week ahead. Enjoy those 80s too while they're still around before that heat comes back next week. You will see me again on the TV side of things coming up tonight on Wave News at 11. Tawana will be on Sunrise tomorrow morning, and Brian Good will be back with the Good Morning Blog around 9:30 or 10 o'clock right here in the Wave Now studios tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your evening. Talk soon.